Coming up in this first edition of 26 Minutes Dakar, Rosario, a jewel of Argentina that's the start of the Dakar story. In the bikes, Barreda is down, but is he out? Peter Hansel, he bears the mantle of the race favourite. Depré to Yamaha, the dream has become a reality. And the Dakar from the mouths of those who know. All that coming up with Stage 1, Rosario to San Luis. Welcome to Argentina, to the third biggest city, Rosario. Welcome to the 35th edition of the Dakar. Rosario, the city of Che Guevara and Lionel Messi, hosts the 2014 Dakar for the very first time in tropical conditions before the start of what promises to be an extremely demanding race. Well over 9,000 kilometers will have to be raced and endured, 13 stages heading first southwest before moving north to Salta for the rest day. Then the bikers enter a new country on the Dakar, Bolivia, while the cars and trucks go over the Andes to Chile. All will then take on the terrifying Atacama Desert. That's certainly a divisive moment before the finish in Valparaiso. Close to 500 vehicles gathered together for scrutiny. The official start. It was all staged in the shadow of the Rosario Casino, the largest on the South American continent. Some even had time for a quick gamble before the serious business began. The first desire we had was to make the race harder. We didn't want to add technical difficulties every day, but we wanted to make the course longer. And length will bring that difficulty. Competitors will have to stay longer in their cars or on their bike. Every day we'll have an extra 70 to 100 kilometers. On the total length of the Dakar, that adds up. We focused on adding more kilometers on each special. More kilometers and a new country. The fourth visited on South American soil. The bikers and quad riders will discover Bolivia. Bolivia is something we had started considering 2 years ago. For the last 2 years, we've been asked to study the possibility of a passage of the Dakar in Bolivia. We went there 6 different times to see what we could use and make sure it adapted well to the whole course. We, of course, had to be close to Argentina and Chile to switch from one country to another. So we'll be going in the southern part of Bolivia, in the area of Potosi and its famous Salar de Uyuni. In that area, we've designed 2 stages that should be stunning in terms of landscapes. Before the drama and sun-baked desert to come, there was still time to relax and enjoy the particular pleasures of Argentina. After 3 days of scrutineering, it was time for the starting ceremony, staged just by the Bandera Monument in the centre of Rosario. Close to 1 million people gathered to cheer on their Dakar heroes. After clinching his 5th win on the Dakar last year, Cyril Desprez left KTM to join Yamaha for 2014. The French rider was looking for a new challenge, and he'll have to face the Austrian manufacturer who won the last 12 Dakar rallies. Only he knows how big his gamble is. It was a split-second decision. I needed to see if I could do something good with another team, another bike, more precisely, a 450 YZF. I thought this challenge would be interesting. If he wins, Desprez will equal Stefan Pentehassel's bike record of 6 wins, something that really means the world for the Frenchman.
I personally pushed him to join Yamaha, and he did so. Cyril is the favorite rider.
You have to go step by step. I've worked hard physically. You need to have a good team and a good bike, and I think we have both. You really have to deserve to win a Dakar, so I've achieved to win one again. To clinch a 6th victory would be a bonus. But for now, we have to be very dedicated to our work, because the way to Valparaiso is very long. If he wins, Desprez will share Peter Hansel's bike record of 6. But it's not a problem for the former rider.
If my record is equalled by Cyril, because it won't be beaten this year, I would be very happy for him, because he's a good friend of mine.
Leaving Rosario, Desprez is nearly 9,000 kilometers from his goal. To win in Valparaiso, Cyril Desprez will have to face one of the most competitive entry lists in the history of the Dakar. We can do it from this first year. It will be huge. Back from the injury that forced his late withdrawal last year and atop the list of challengers for 2014 is Mark Comer, and this time he's here to claim his place as the undisputed leader of the KTM charge. We're 4 riders and we don't have any team orders. That means the race will be very open and we'll have to attack from the start. Chaleco Lopez finished on the podium last year. For 2014, nothing less than a win for his people will satisfy the Chilean rider. The Honda lineup is impressive this year, and so is the revamped CRF 450. The team is packed full of talent and men with points to prove. They may be the real threats to the established hegemony.
Already 2 podiums, and now my personal goal is win.
Longer, higher, harder. The 2014 Dakar will definitely burn brighter. Riverbeds and narrow tracks, blind crests and rocky soil. That was stage 1 from Rosario to San Luis for the 174 bikes of the Dakar Rally. First off the start and first to the beginning of the special, Cyril Desprez was leaving nothing to chance as he kept his nose in front, heading into the timed running. A clear line of sight was in his favour, and yet his early pace was just below that of the chasing KTM and Honda, of Comer and Bereda, but just seconds separated the trio. For Comer, it was as if he had never been away. Such was the balletic poetry of the Catalan rider aboard the lighter, smaller and subsequently more nimble KTM. Riding on the heels of Desprez, he clawed his way closer second by second. No one would be surprised if Joan Bereda took early stage wins, but there is a feeling that he isn't yet ready to last the distance. So when he rocked to the front of the field at CP1 before throwing the bike down the road shortly after, he only managed to reinforce that opinion. What he did prove is that he'll be at the front of this race no matter what, as he went on to take the stage win by 37 seconds. I'm very happy to finish this first day. I wasn't on a good rhythm at the beginning of the stage. I didn't have a good feeling with the bike, and I had a small fall. After that, I tried to be conservative on the bike for the days to come, but I'm happy. Paulo Gonçalves was the second of the factory Hondas home, but it seems that this is the Honda plan, with the Portuguese rally world champion the designated water carrier for his younger teammate Barreda. That is a story that will run and run. If there was any doubt as to how competitive the bikes are this year, it was quashed as Alain Duclos made it 4 manufacturers in the top 4 with his Samsung Sherco. The latest version of the French 450 has been winning in categories around the world, and it seems to be quite a weapon in Dakar form, as his teammate Juan Pedrero was only 3 places behind. Frenchman Olivier Pain was the first of the top names to eat the dirt. The Yamaha rider was only down briefly at kilometre 18 with a loss of 50 seconds in the crash, but 7 minutes overall. It's still far from a disaster at this early stage of the race. For the number 1, it was a shakedown and a nod to the expected competitiveness of the Dupre Yamaha combination. The track was really twisty, with a lot of braking. We had to work a lot on the bike. I had good feelings. The bike worked well. It's always a good thing to complete a first stage without any scare, any problems. So, those are the standings, with Juan Barreda taking the lead from Coma, Dupre, Duclos and Paulo Gonçalves in 5th. Coming next, the first shots are fired in the car race, with pistols at dawn between Roma and Sainz. The years of Patronelli domination in the quads continued in 2013, with Marcos taking his 2nd overall win with a strategy that worked flawlessly. Last year, in those first stages, I had 4 really good days, and the difference in time was made there. And the truth is, it made me relax, and that meant for the rest of the race, I was calmer. The Argentinian knows that this year things simply cannot and will not follow the same pattern. I'm not more relaxed than normal because things happen. I know that the Dakar is a surprise, minute after minute and kilometre after kilometre. Perhaps the challenge that he fears will come from Ignacio Casale, or in the Honda-shaped form of Dutchman Sebastian Husseini, the bookies' favourite to topple the Argentine domination over the category. The fight for quad supremacy started from the word go between Rosario and San Luis. Ignacio Casale catching Marcos Patronelli at the head of the 41 quad field. Second in Santiago last year, Casale desperately wants to win this year, and the Chilean took the best time of his category to make him the first leader of 2014 Dakar for quads. Patronelli, the 2-time winner, was close behind, 21 seconds behind Casale. In 3rd place, it was a young Argentinian in the form of Lucas Bonetto. Number 253 was just 1 minute and 17 from the overall best time on the day's first stage. The Polish veteran Rafał Sonik rounded out the top 4, 130 from the overall lead.
The Riccenza è